of me that was going out and partying all the time, that was looking and searching always for something to fulfill. Fill these holes, fill these holes, fill these holes, fill these holes. I don't feel like I have any holes to fill anymore because I've filled those holes, right? I have been in a dark place. I have had horrible experiences. I have had things that I would not wish upon anybody, but I do not carry them with me in this life that I live right now. I did have to revisit all those feelings. I did have to go through those experiences again. I did have to relive certain experiences so I could fully process the emotions that I needed to feel in order to let that thing go, right? We've done it. We've done it. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that are always like, yeah, like, oh, happy positivity. Yeah, that's just going to carry me. Fuck yeah, it is. It is, right? And it might start out as lying to yourself, right? I lied to myself a lot in the beginning. I am healthy. I am happy. I am whole. I am healed. I wasn't. I wasn't. I am abundant. I wasn't, right? But I am now, right? I am now. I am healthy. I am whole. I am healing. I do understand that healing is a journey and it never stops. So I would never say I'm healed. I am healing, right? And I look around me and I am abundant. But I didn't used to be, right? I created that life. So if you have to lie to yourself in the beginning, lie to yourself. But let's make sure that at some point you start doing the things that you need to do to get you to this other timeline. Otherwise, it's called toxic positivity, right?
Yes.
I can't just say, my life is great, my life is great, my life is great, and expect the universe to make my life great. My life is great because the universe is now showing me all of the things that are not conducive to the energy that I want to be in, and I have to process through them and I have to release them. So yeah, awakening is almost hell in the beginning, right? Because you do have to face the things that are creating these demons and monsters that are following you around from place to place to place. Maybe if I move, it'll be better. Maybe if I move this place, it'll be better. And all the same demons are still following you. You know, it's because the demons are inside of you. They're inside of you. And you got to let them out because they have jobs to serve elsewhere. Not in me anymore. You know, no demons. You don't get to rule me anymore. Go help someone else because that's what they're doing. They're helping you, right? They're helping you process through all the things that you need to process through. And that's why a lot of us spiritual people, we do hermit, right? Like in our awakening, in the beginning of my awakening for probably 2 or 3 months, I was out. I was out. I didn't communicate with family. I didn't communicate with friends. I like shut down completely and did not reach out to the outside world because I was just busy processing so much that I didn't understand was even affecting me until I awakened to the truth of, oh, yeah, now I understand. Now I understand why I was always searching for things, why I was always looking for something else, because I was filled with all of these holes and I just wanted to fill all these holes. But I don't live there anymore. The things that I went through, the trauma that I received, that happened to Christy Phillips. Christy Phillips grew up on the third dimension. Christy Phillips went through all of those things and decided to let them rule her life. Christy Lynn, she overcame them. Christy Lynn looked him in the face. Christy Lynn took them and said, "You are not going to affect me anymore. I forgive you, and I forgive you, and I forgive you, and I forgive you, and I actually do forgive you because I have compassion and understanding for why those things happen." And you know who else I forgive? Me. I forgive me. Because I was living in the same trauma that those people who created my trauma were living in, right? So I forgive me, right? Wow. That's some deep shit coming through.
Yes, it is.
Anytime I channel, I know that they channel from my personal experiences. So when I'm pulling these personal experiences forward and you can hear my voice shake, it's because I'm learning with you. I'm learning that all of these personal experiences I went through are what is transforming and what has happened in my life, you know? I would say in these podcasts, probably 80 to 90% of everything that I say is channeled. Yeah. Just because I'm talking from my personal experience doesn't mean that it's me talking. It's them. I am channeling these experiences.
I would say I agree, because I wouldn't have been able to recall all those things so smoothly and so fast like you just did, without stopping and having to think and recall past memories. It would take me a while, but I knew your channeling and all this was just coming up so smoothly that I'm like, yeah, I couldn't have said all those things that
and you
quickly.
can feel it. You can feel it in the room. I mean, I'm like covered with goosebumps.
Yeah.
You know, so what they're coming through today and saying is that there's hope.
Yes.
There is a light at the end of the tunnel, but are you willing to look your demons in the face and face them? You're like, I already faced that demon once. Yeah, well, it's still here. I experienced that horrible experience. I don't wish it on anyone ever again. I know you don't, but you got to go back and you got to process through it. You skipped over all of the emotions. Your ego protected you. Your subconscious protected you. And the only way it knew how, by creating all of these things. Survival, 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 right? We don't want to just survive. We want to thrive. So we got to get out of survival mode. And that means going back in time and having conversations. Like, you do not have to have face-to-face conversations with your bullies or your perpetrators. You don't have to go face-to-face with them. You can just speak it out loud. You can communicate with their souls. You can communicate with them and say, I'm mad at you. Whatever your process is, right? If you're angry, tell them, I'm angry at you. I trusted you. Why would you do this to me? I hate that you did this to me, right? And say it out loud. Get it out, right? And the more you get it out and the more you ask for, allow me to see why this person would do this. Allow me to expand my mind so that I can understand and have compassion, right? Because if they hurt you as deeply as we've been hurt, as deeply as I've been hurt, as deeply as you've been hurt. If someone hurt you that deep, I promise you that they have been hurt just as deep, right? Like, healthy people don't hurt people. And if they do, they go back and they say, holy shit, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that, right? If I'm a healthy-minded person and I do something that I know was not healthy, I do want to go back to that person and say, damn, I'm sorry.
You know if you've done wrong, because your conscience, it won't let you just sweep it under the rug.
Right, but if you're not healthy,
exactly, that's when you don't care.
You push it down. You don't want to feel that. Nope, I did that bad thing and it feels yucky, so I don't want to feel that. So I'm going to push it deep down inside of me, and I'm going to get heartburn, and I'm going to get anxiety, and I'm going to get depression, and I'm going to get low, because, and I'm going to start drinking, and I'm going to start doing drugs, because, like, I don't want to think about those things. I don't want to feel them. And the only way that I can make them go away is if I'm pumping myself full of food. You know, food is a drug. Sugar. You know, alcohol. Alcohol is a big one. Alcohol, unfortunately, is a huge coping mechanism. You know, like, I remember if I was having a bad day back in the day when I used to party, you know, I'm having a bad day. What's the first thing I want to do? I want to go get drunk and I want to forget about all of it. You know?
And wake up the next day with the same memories.
Yeah, absolutely. Even worse, even lower. You know, and that starts a cycle. I don't want to think about it, so I fill these holes, and I fill these holes with all of these different coping mechanisms. I don't want to fill holes with coping mechanisms anymore, you know? I want to be honest with myself. Like, we have to be completely honest with ourselves, and we have to understand that a lot of the times when my life was going bad, it was because of me. You know, like, yes, I did receive trauma, but the decisions after the trauma are all up to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, yeah, your parents raised you and they may have created the person that you are, but you're an adult now. That's not an excuse anymore. You know, like, we are responsible for our choices, and we can't say anymore like, well, this is who I am, and I'm this way because of this, this, and this, and this. You're this way because you choose every single day to make the same choices over and over and over again. That's why you are who you are today. You know, and I want to make different choices. I don't want to be the same. I don't want to stay angry. I don't want to stay disappointed. I don't want anxiety. I don't want depression. I don't want heartburn. I don't want these things. So I'm going to face my demons. You know, I'm going to face my demons, and I'm going to listen to my body, and I'm going to listen to the direction that I am being pulled. And I don't know how I'm going to get there, and I don't know what's going to happen when I get there, but I'm listening to my intuition because it's not something that I've ever done before, right? Everything else has always been out of fear. I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. I make this decision out of fear. This time it's, I'm excited. I feel this. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going in this direction. Do I have a plan? No. I'm just jumping in, and I'm seeing where the universe is going to take me, because I know the universe has always got my back, working for me, never against me. But it takes a while to get there, right? Healing is not an overnight process, but you can start now. Mm-hmm. Every second is a new chance to start all over again. Like, every choice that you make, every word that you speak, every feeling and emotion that you allow to take over you is a new decision.
Yep, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah. So you had lots of experiences this past week, and now that you've experienced those things and that we've had 2 meetings, do you feel like you could go back and you would do things differently?
Oh yeah, I would do things differently.
Yeah.
We talked about like the different things that I could have done differently, and now I'm just going to go into where, you know, the next time it pops up, because we all know we're going to get another chance.
You're going to get tested again, for
and
sure, yeah.
So I am going to be more aware. But you know, every time I'm aware of what I could have done differently, the next test that comes up, I'm more self-aware in the moment,
Yeah.
and then I get to choose. So I know that the next time that I'm faced with this, whatever scenario it's going to be,
yeah,
I will be more aware.
Yeah, and honestly, depending on what programming and blueprint that you have, the things that you came to overcome, the choices will be different for everyone. Whereas maybe one person should speak up more. Mm-hmm. Maybe another person should shut their mouth. Or maybe it's the same in, maybe you should speak your mind in one place and keep your mouth shut in another place, you know?
You're absolutely correct. But that's been one reoccurring lesson that I have been learning, is speaking up for myself more. Mm-hmm. Not keeping myself small or staying quiet in moments that is required for me to speak up, like allowing people to disrespect me for the sake of peace. Whether it be speaking up for myself, knowing in certain situations that that's not going to work for me, and learning just to stand in my power, but rather that's just being respecting yourself, not allowing others to disrespect you.
But it's coming from a place of not only loving myself, but I love you as well.
Yeah.
You know, I love myself, but I love you as well. So I do have to say the things from the heart space so that they're heard in an effective way.
Yes.
Not in a
angry.
Yes, not coming from a place of fear or anger, right? Yep. And okay, so I just want to bring up a silly example, but you lived this experience, and I want to bring it up. I want to talk about I'm just gonna, okay, you were hungry.
Yes.
You were hungry. Mm-hmm. And I relate to this experience mm-hmm. so much. So let's say that we're going somewhere and I'm hungry, right? Mm-hmm. I know who I am. Mm-hmm. I know that past a certain point of hunger, I am going to get a headache. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get heartburn. Mm-hmm. And when those two things happen, I'm going to get cranky, mm-hmm. right? So hunger is a real thing in my life, mm-hmm. right? So if I was ever in a situation where I was being presented with to eat or not to eat, and the people I was with were not to eat, mm-hmm. to keep the peace, we might say, okay, I'm not going to eat. I haven't eaten all day, but I'm not going to eat, and I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm just going to go with it, and I'm not going to say anything at all, mm-hmm. right? But later in the evening, here I am. I have heartburn. I have a headache. All I can think about is food, and I'm cranky, and I am not enjoying the company of these people that I loved so much to keep my mouth shut. I didn't want to ruin their time, so I didn't. So in that moment, right, I would go back, and I would say, okay, guys, I know that you're not hungry right now, but I'm hungry, and I know me. And I know that if we go to this place and we don't get to eat any sort of food, I'm going to be so cranky, and I'm not going to be able to enjoy anything. So if you don't want to eat, and you want to go on this adventure right here, I want you to go, and I want you to have so much fun. But because I want to enjoy this adventure later, I'm going to go get my cranky ass something to eat, right? So that is a loving way to say, you know, bitches, I'm hungry and I don't want to be mean to you, right? But you got to say it in like a nice way.
Yes.
And that's just something silly. It's just silly that us women, we get so possessed by our stomachs and our hunger that we are literally evil little gremlins.
There's not one woman that I've told this story to that disagreed with the whole thing. They're like, girl, I am the same way. Girl, I am the same way. I mean, it's been nothing but supportive in that way. Mm-hmm. But how you presented the two, like being now, since it's an example, I'm being on the outside of it. And I can hear you talk about, I'm like, oh my God, the first thing that you said about keeping the peace, I'm like, oh, yeah. I totally, like, it feels so gross to me. And I know that's exactly where.
And the choice was so simple, right? Yes. The choice was so simple.
Girl, when you're in the moment, you can't think past a certain point. You just,
and if you were already to that point,
yes, it was like no
you
thought.
had to wait. I mean, like you went almost 24 hours without food.
No, 48. Because well, I would say 36, but 36 hours without eating anything with substance.
And again, some people intermittent fast, and I love that for them. Mm-hmm. And I honestly wish that I could do that, but I'm not one of them. And the 36 hours without food, everyone around me would be miserable. That would be one of those times when I have to like lock myself in a room and not speak to anyone because like I'm going to be mean.
Well, there we go. There's the story of my 36 hours right there. I had to, I heard your voice. It's like your voice came to me, in the back seat, and it was talking about like, you can protect your energy right now. It was like all those times you're like, you can protect your peace, you can protect your energy. So I just imagined this wall of just like steel, like nothing could get in the back seat, nothing could attack me. And I just kept doing that picture, which is like coming back to center, just like, and it fucking worked.
Yeah.
It worked. I could feel myself. I'm like, oh, I feel so much better. Like, cause I was in such an angry place. I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to feel this way anymore. I'm tired of being angry.
So that was a tower moment that you chose wisely, right? Mm-hmm. Understanding that we have these very yucky emotions flowing through us right now. I don't want to project on anyone, but I also don't want to absorb anyone else's maybe energy who's feeling yucky in this situation.
I was feeling it from the front seat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to feel this. I don't want to be attacked. I'm already angry. I am going on like 24 plus hours. I mean, I have a 12-hour ride back home. I do not want to feel this way because I kept feeling like something was stabbing me in the gut. And I'm like, I know it's their energy and I want to protect myself. And as soon as I put up that wall and I started to breathe and come back to center, I was like, I feel so much better now, even though I was hungry and stuff, but my energy was in such a better place, and that's
oh gosh,
that was worth it.
Yeah, again, breathing is such a big one. Like, I am a breather, I am a sigher. Like, just a deep breath in and you know, like, yes, people around you are gonna know that you're about to blow. They know that you're tense. But that's okay, because I'd rather let out this energy than say the things that I'm feeling right now, because they're not true. You know, I do not want to explode all this yucky, toxic energy that I'm feeling because I'm hungry and I'm a gremlin. So I'm just going to breathe through it. And I don't care if you judge me for breathing heavy, because I promise you don't want to hear what I have to say. But
the last thing I want to be asked is like, why are you breathing so hard back there?
Yeah.
I mean, especially in a moment where you're trying so hard to get, yes.
And I say that, I'm moving through energy.
I can't be nice in that moment, because that's like the door that's like about to be slammed open, and all this stuff is just going to come pouring out of me. It's like, just, nobody did that to me, thankfully, but it's like, I feel like in that moment, that's just the open door to let everything out, because I have not mastered
haven't mastered it. But you being tested over and over and over again, that is how we master things, right? That's how we learn the lessons.
Yes.
The universe, again, is always working for us, so they're going to be like, send that down to her, send that down to her, send that down to her. Oh, she hasn't made that choice in a while, send it down again.
Stop it. It's like, sometimes you're like, just give me a break for a second. Let me breathe, and we'll revisit this at another day.
Let me have a hamburger, and then we'll come back to this. And I just want to say that having a partner who also understands, like, my partner understands that when she hears me doing a deep sigh, like, I am clearing through energy, right? I'm clearing through energy, and she's very wise and very intelligent, and she backs off.
I gotta get
I'm moving through energy.
Yes.
Maybe don't talk to me for a little bit.
I gotta get mine on the same page.
Yeah. No, being aware of, because we're in a partnership with people. I mean, like, if we're in a relationship, I like being in a relationship.
Yes.
I like my relationship. I love being in a partnership. But in order to have a smooth flowing partnership, we really have to understand one another's boundaries and respect one another's boundaries, even if those boundaries maybe don't make sense to us.
Yes.
You know, like, I'm moving through this energy. I'm a little cranky. You can hear me huffing and puffing. You could say, babe, I love you. Everything's going to be okay. And just walk out, and I'll be absolutely fine. But you don't want to say, what's wrong? Why are you mad? What's going on? Because, like, I don't want you to fix my problems. I'm just having a little bit of a moment, and I need to do some breathing to release this energy, and I'll come back and we can talk about it. But I don't need you to solve my shit right now.
No, and that's what I'm working with. I like the first one, because
I love you.
Yes.
We'll get it.
Everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And that's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear when I'm going through stuff. But you should
Even
already
if they
know.
don't know what's going on inside of you, that's still a supportive way to support your partner. Hey, I love you. I see you. And we're going to handle this. Yeah. Right? It's being seen. It's being heard. But it's not being like, here, let me manage all of your problems for you.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No, I don't want you to solve my problems. No. I just want to be heard. I just want to be felt. And in this moment, I just want to be left alone. But thank you for reminding me that you love me and that you're here for me.
Yes.
Yeah. We do have to learn how to evolve in our relationships, right? Because we have been taught for so long that it's our job to make our partners happy. And it's not our jobs to make partners happy. And it's not our jobs to solve everyone's problems. It's not, right? Like, I am perfectly capable of solving the things that are going on around me. I don't need you to solve my problems.
That has been one of the burdens that I have carried, and I think that you can relate to this, that we have carried majority of our lives, that we are responsible for others' happiness, whether it's our family, our loved ones, friendships, we want to make people happy. And that has been one of the greatest burdens that I have laid down, is knowing that I am not responsible for anybody else's happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one thing I notice the most when people, like couples, talk like, just want to do things to make her happy. I just want to make her happy. I'm like, stop it. You can't make anybody happy. That their happiness is on them. That's their responsibility.
And if you're trying so hard to make your partner happy, you're kind of like enabling them to stay in a place where they can't make themselves happy.
Yes.
Like my energy is completely mine.
Like constantly looking to do things for somebody to make them happy. Then they just become reliant and dependent on all these things instead of fixing what's going on in here.
Right.
And that has been one thing that I've worked really hard with myself and in my relationship, is telling my partner, you are not responsible for making me happy. I'm not responsible for making you happy.
And I don't need you to solve all my problems. I just need to be seen and heard, I just want to be seen and heard in this moment. And that's a good one when it comes to partners. Like I when I'm coming to my partner and I'm like complaining and whining and being a baby, like I know that there's ways to solve this. I know that I'm not stuck. I know all these things. I'm just feeling like a baby and I just kind of want to be heard. I just kind of want to vent to you. I just kind of want to let it out, and I want you to just be like, yeah, babe, that sucks. I understand how you feel. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Do you want a hug? Do you want a kiss? Come sit over here by me. Do you want me to make you a coffee? I don't want you to say, well, you know what you could do? You should do this, and you should do this, and you should do this, because that is going to, I want to be like, yeah, leave me alone. I don't want you to solve my problem. I just wanted to be a freaking baby, okay? I understand that I can do this on my own. I understand.
Well, with women or even men, like people who are awakened and they're living the life that we are teaching and living, we know what we can do to fix ourselves. Yeah. But there's times that we just want to just talk about our feelings because we're still human. Yeah. And we still experience things that overwhelm us and then overstimulate us, even makes us sad sometimes. And we just want, like you said, to be heard. And we just want to just talk. We just want to talk it out. Because sometimes talking it out helps you to see.
Yeah. Sometimes when I'm talking out my problems, I'll just accidentally like
come across
solve it instantly, right? Yeah. But if you're sitting across from me and you're trying to solve it, first of all, I promise you I'm not paying attention.
No, that's not what you're going there for. Yeah.
I zoned out. I don't want to hear you.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking about how much I want to punch you in the face right now. I just wanted to vent. That's it.
It's an immediate turn off. It makes me not feel safe. I'm like, I'm looking to come to a safe place where I can just talk and you just listen.
Yeah. So, partnerships and learning your partner's love language, learning how to support them but not enable them, learning how to make them feel seen and heard. It's a very big learning experience. Having a dimensional shift in relationships. We've all lived our whole lives in third dimensional relationships. So if you're with a partner who you were in the third dimension together and now you're evolving into the fifth dimension, this relationship has to evolve. Yes. Dating someone in the fifth dimension who has not dated anyone in the fifth dimension. We've never dated someone in the fifth dimension because the fifth dimension is new. We have to evolve. We have to not repeat the same patterns that got us through the other relationships that we've experienced.
Absolutely. And sometimes one of us is faster than the other.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but it's learning with ourselves to have patience and not try to rush or force somebody's healing process. Somebody's growth. And that has also been another one of mine, is trying not to force or intervene.
Your partner's healing, make it the same as yours.
Yes. Yeah. We talked about that. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But as long as my partner is moving forward, as long as my partner is not repeating the same things that I come to them with, it's like over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I've repeated myself 100 times and this is still happening. That would be a problem.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Luckily, I have a partner who like takes what I say and she thinks about it.
Yeah.
She takes it and she thinks about it and she processes through it and she comes back and she says, I thought about what you said. I didn't understand it at first and I still don't understand it, but I'm going to be more aware when these things come up,
Yeah.
and that's how we grow together. It's listening to your partner's concerns, like, hey, I felt like this or I feel like this when this happens. And instead of feeling like attacked and saying, ew, gross, like, why would you feel that way? That's not what I said. That's not what I meant. That blah, 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 blah. All this stuff, just saying, okay, like, I understand that you are feeling that way and I do not want to make you feel that way. So the next time this comes up, I'm going to try to be aware so that I do not make you feel that way again.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of ego work. Relationship is sharing your life with someone is a lot of ego work because your ego has experienced third dimensional hurts for however old you are.
Yes.
So, now your ego is supposed to be melded with your higher self.
Yeah.
We're one now, right?
Yes.
But sometimes that little ego just like rears its ugly head, and it's up to us to, instead of say that snippy thing, do the deep breath.
Yeah. And you know what I've noticed is sometimes even now that I go into, like, I know I'm going to have this talk. I know I'm going to have to confront something. I have to call this certain behavior out. And I get a little nervous because I'm like, what reaction am I going to get? Mm-hmm. Is it going to be like, I'll hear you, or is it going to be defensive? Mm-hmm. And, but each time that it happens, I get better at it because I am faced with like, he wants to listen and he acknowledges and he hears me and I'm like, this is a relief, like, this is healthy. This is good because I'm not met with that 3D reaction.
Right. But in your relationship before you both were trying to get to New Earth, those reactions were the reactions that you got
from him. Yeah.
So again, he is evolving. Yes. You're both evolving, and that's all that matters. The same repetitive patterns are not happening anymore. Things are evolving. We're being heard more. We're being seen more. We're being felt and understood more. We have compassion because we're holding those things.
Yes.
So if we are holding those energies, then our partners are going to mirror those things back to us, hopefully. But again, if you're with someone who's not evolving, you do have to do the hard thing. We go back to that toxic positivity. Like, my person's going to be great. My person's going to do this, and my person's going to do this, and they're going to do this, and they're going to do this. You can't manifest for someone else. Okay? You cannot manifest for your partner. Your partner, you cannot speak the things that you wish your partner to do and expect them to change. You can speak them out loud to your partner, and you can say, I would like to experience this more often, or I would enjoy it if you would participate in this, or things like that, right? But speaking like, this person's going to do this and this one's going to, and I'm manifesting that my partner is going to be this completely different person. You can't do that.
No,
that doesn't work.
That's invasion of free will.
Yeah.
No.
That's up to your partner, right?
No,
so let's say that you are I'm trying to go on the fifth dimension. I'm trying to live in the fifth dimension. I'm doing the things that I need to do. I'm taking the chances. I'm trusting the universe. I have to do the hard things.
Right.
And sometimes that is leaving people, places, and things behind. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's forever. It's until that person or that place or that thing can reach the vibrational level that, again, is conducive to the energetic level that you are vibrating at?
So almost 2 years ago in December, we've been podcasting for almost 2 years now. So 2 years ago in December, I was faced with this exact scenario. I was evolving, and my partner, my husband, was not. And we were not equal. Like, it was very unhealthy. And I had to make that very hard decision. I could not ignore it. I have grown too much to allow myself to continue accepting inappropriate behavior, disrespectful behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And so I made the decision to separate, and he moved out of the house.
Yeah.
And you had told me some contracts can be re-signed, but at the time I didn't know what that meant. You know, I mean, we had just started this journey. I had no idea that, what that meant, but I wasn't going to get hung up on that. I just knew that if we were meant to be together, that,
you would come back together.
We would come back together. So, but not without hard work being done.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a soul killer. I mean, let me tell you, making a decision to leave somebody when you are absolutely in love with them, like you love them, you haven't reached a point to where you hate them, you resent them, you just, like you don't have any negative feelings towards this person. You love them. Mm-hmm. And leaving them behind or ending that relationship when you feel that way for somebody is so hard.
Yeah.
But I had to put myself first, love myself first, and know what I deserve. And 2.5 months later, we do come back together, and it has been the most healthiest that I have ever had.
And the growth and the progression has happened between both of you.
It's not like complacent. Mm-hmm. It's not like you only do a little bit of work and then you stop.
Right.
It's continuous work.
Continuous work. It is continuous work. Yeah. So sometimes, like you did, we do have to do the hard things because sometimes we are enablers. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we are the toxic positivity. Like, this is going to change. This is going to change. This is going to change. It won't change unless somebody does something about it. And if you're waiting for the other person to do it, how long are you going to wait?
What are you teaching them? That you say you want to change, that you're waiting for all these things to happen, but yet you stay and you keep tolerating. Why would anybody change if you're not doing anything? Right. They have no consequences, if there's no action being taken to stop a behavior.
Yeah.
I mean, just like with children, if you say no, 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 but yet you keep letting them do it, they're just going to keep doing it.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly right. So I don't want to just keep saying, like, this goes back to like episodes like a year or so ago that we were talking about, like, sometimes you do have to lose the partner. You do have to lose the job. You do have to lose the things that at one point did bring you joy, but you don't live in the same energy as you did when you began that relationship. When you began that relationship, most of us were in a very toxic place when we bring in these relationships. And yes, we grow out of toxicity sometimes, like we were toxic when we first started, but we have evolved and we have grown. So it's not toxic in that way anymore. We've shared such a good life. It's been so many years that we've been together. We've raised kids together. We bought a house together. We've done all these things together. So I don't want to waste it, and I don't want to throw it away. But again, you are literally just wasting this beautiful energy that you have going within you. This energetic spark that can carry you somewhere, but you have this heavy weight that you are carrying around with you.
What is that spark worth if you're not using it to better your life?
Yeah. Staying in the same place and accepting the same behavior over and over and over again. And it doesn't mean that I'm saying, like, I'm better than you, so I'm going to leave you. It's, I love you, and I want to be the best me I can be. I want you to be the best you that you can be. And right now, at this moment, us together, we are not the best we's that we can be. And we've been trying for a really long time. So obviously, me being here with you is not helping. It's not. So I'm going to take myself out of the situation, and I am going to let you go on your journey so that you can be the best you that you can be. And sometimes that takes us to a dark place. It takes us to a low place. But again, if you weren't there putting your energy into that person, like your energy is being wasted, and it can be spent creating this beautiful journey over here, but instead you're over here with this partner trying to manage their feelings and manage their emotions, like, like, let them go, let them free, let them fly on their own journey and discover who they are, even if it does take them to a dark place, because
Yeah.
they got to learn how to get out of that dark place alone.
Yes, they have their own learning. They have their own lessons. They have their own path. We each have our individual path, our individual lessons that we have to take on by ourselves sometimes.
Yeah.
We can't have people carry us through our life and never take ownership or
Doesn't mean we
accountability.
don't love them.
It does not. But, ending that cycle may be dark and sad for a short period of time, but you do see the light, and it does, like, you do see the bigger picture, and your life does get better when you start showing yourself love and respect.
Yeah.
And doing what you need to do.
Self-love is a big one. Yeah, because we've been conditioned and programmed for so long to do things for others all the time. And yes, I want to help people. I love people. I want to help them, but I cannot help someone until my cup is completely full, right? Because if my cup is not full, I'm not giving you the energy that you deserve.
Yes.
Right? If my cup's not full and I'm giving you this half-ass energy, I don't deserve that. You don't deserve that. Like, let's fill our cups up, and maybe we can fill them up together. Like, let's go get a coffee. Let's go thrifting. Like, that's how I fill my cup up, right? If my cup is low and I need to go do something that I really like, I need to go to the river. I need to get some sun. I need to get an iced coffee, go on an iced coffee date with my friends, like, there are things that you can do to fill yourself up so that you can help other people. But if you are constantly a siphon for your partner's positive energy, the only reason that they remain positive is because you just keep pumping them full of it. You're wasting the energy on the life that you are wanting to manifest.
Some relationships are meant to be ended. Wow. Some just run their course, and then you're meant to go on to another.
They serve, and then they end,
And if you drag on, you're only holding yourself back and doing yourself injustice.
Absolutely. I can say the same thing about my last relationship. Like, if we would have dragged it out, we would have ended up hating each other, but we separated when things were still okay, And of course there's circumstances that were involved, but like, it's the same. Like, we could have stayed together even though we knew that our paths were separating, but because I'm comfortable with this person and this person makes me feel safe, and I've known them for so long, and we've done so many things together, like, and we were raising a family together, and we have the house together, and we have all these things together. I don't want to
hold on to something that doesn't need to be held on to.
But I don't want to stay to ruin all of those things.
Yes.
Because we did have a beautiful life, and we did have beautiful experiences. And, the longer I tried to stay, the worse my mental and emotional health got.
Yeah. And that's how you know that it's way past time.
Yeah. And it took a long time to get past that.
But that was a healthy place. Like, you weren't, like, it wasn't toxic.
No, it was not an abusive relationship. It wasn't a toxic relationship. It was just a relationship that was lasting longer than it needed to be. It served us.
Yeah.
It served us both. We both transformed into beautiful people that I can honestly say now, I would not be who I was, developed into this beautiful person that I am now without the support of that relationship.
Yeah.
That relationship transformed me into who I was. But if I would have stayed any longer, it would have lost taken that all back.
Yes. And those can be some of the hardest relationships to walk away from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. If I had to walk away from my husband right now, knowing what kind of relationship we have, that would be so hard, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that would be like, I don't even want to think about having to make that choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also want to bring up, like, when let's say you awaken and you go on your healing journey, sometimes it takes you to a place that always kind of felt familiar but scary, right? Like when you awaken and the programming, you break the programming. Sometimes the new you is like the person that you are always scared of being, right? So, like again, for me personally, me awakening and me going on my healing journey showed me that I am a gay woman, right? And that was really, it was a really hard thing to go through. It was very hard, but again, like it had been a consistent thing through my whole life. I had always felt certain ways. I had always not felt certain ways. I had always tried so hard to feel certain things and I was never feeling them, you know? So like once you awaken and once you like start letting your authentic self out, sometimes it really is, it's a huge life change and you can't be scared of it. Right? You just have to go with it. And it is scary. It is scary. That's a big scary thing. And it's very common with I think people our age going through menopause, going through this whole awakening and coming to your most authentic self. You're gonna realize things about yourself that you had been ignoring for your whole life. So don't be scared of them and move forward. I would never go back. I would never go back.
No,
Never.
because you're living your most authentic life. This is who you are as a person.
It's who I was.
You can't go back to being
came
fake.
here to be.
Yeah.
You know? And the person that I was before, I always say Christy Phillips is the old me. Christy Lynn is the new me. You know? I'm Christy Lynn. I am Christy Lynn. But Christy Phillips, whew, girl, she was a mess. She was a mess. She was a mess. But Christy Lynn and I don't have anything else. Do you?
Yeah, no. It's just let's start putting importance on being our most authentic selves, loving ourselves, putting ourselves first, not in a toxic way, but in a way that's healthy and, serves us. And
let's love ourselves so that other people can follow suit. If we show people how to love us, they have no choice.
Yes.
Right?
Don't tolerate disrespect or
out of comfort, out of fear.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So if anything, I would say that the solar eclipse and this new moon is teaching us how to be more authentic
and trusting
trusting
that the universe always has your back.
Yeah.
Always. It's programmed that way. Okay? Like the earth is programmed, the planets are programmed. Everything is programmed to transform you into the person that your blueprint says that you should be. Yeah. Right? And all the little roads and the journeys that you take, they're all up to you and the choices that you make, the vibrations and the frequencies. So it's all up to you. Be careful though, because the eclipse, this was a big one. This is a big one. Yeah. And it's okay to feel like your life is being ripped away from you, because it is. Your old life is being ripped away from you so that you can begin your new inspired journey.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. We love you.
Love you.